Welcome back to my channel. Please take a moment to hit like and subscribe. The following story has been created for sleep. Rain will play throughout the story and will continue afterwards. Let's begin. Case study number 417. Subject Daniel P. Keller. I have been a practicing psychiatrist for over 40 years. I have seen the delusions of the deranged and horrors of the broken mind, yet in my final weeks before retirement, I found myself disturbed in a way I have never known. This is my report on Daniel P. Keller, a 36-year-old male, referred to me after repeated claims of an abduction experience. I had expected the familiar symptoms of schizophrenia or some deep-seated trauma manifesting as hallucination. What I received was something else entirely. Daniel sat before me, his eyes hollow, his skin pale. There was a gauntness to him that suggested profound insomnia. He spoke in a quiet, measured voice, as if careful not to disturb some unseen presence. It started 3 months ago, he said. I woke up, but I wasn't in my bed. I was in a room, bright and white, so bright I thought I'd gone blind. But I could see, and I wasn't alone. I asked him to describe these beings. Not like in the movies, he replied. Not little grey men. They were tall, impossibly thin. Their limbs were too long. Their faces? Wrong. No mouths, no noses, just black, liquid eyes, like deep pools that swallowed everything. He hesitated, and for a moment I thought he might weep. Instead, he shuddered. They touched me, he whispered. Not physically. I don't know how to explain it, Doctor. It was inside my mind, like fingers running through my thoughts, unravelling them. They weren't asking questions. They were taking, extracting. I jotted notes. Classic paranoia. A sense of violation common in post-traumatic episodes. Did they speak to you? I asked. Not at first. They showed me things instead. Images, endless corridors of light, spirals of stars, a vast black space where I was, floating, alone, until I wasn't. I saw myself 1,000 times over, in different places, different times. I was a child, a man, an old man, all at once. I was every version of myself that had ever existed. His breath came quicker. Then they spoke. In my head, not in words, but in meaning. They told me something terrible. I felt a chill, though I forced myself to remain composed. What did they tell you, Daniel? He swallowed. They said there is no death, that I have always been and always will be, that you, me, everyone, his voice cracked. We are the same, we are connected. There is no escape, no true individuality, just fragments of the same whole. His hands clenched. I don't want to be part of them, Doctor, but I already am. We all are. I tried to reason with him. Daniel, what you're experiencing, he cut me off. I know how this sounds. I know what you think, but I'm not crazy, Doctor. I wish I were. He leaned forward, his voice low, pleading. They let me go because I understand now, but they're always there, watching, waiting, and when you understand, when you really understand, He inhaled sharply, his eyes darting to the corner of my office, his face twisted with horror. They come back. Daniel Keller was found in his apartment 3 days later, catatonic, eyes fixed on the ceiling, his mouth forming silent words. He has since been transferred to an inpatient psychiatric facility. I do not expect him to recover. This case should be routine, a man overcome by psychosis, a delusion of grandeur and horror intertwined, and yet I find myself restless, my sleep disturbed. The shadows in my office seem deeper than before. I tell myself this is exhaustion, that I am tired, and my mind is playing tricks on me. But as I stand now, turning off the lamp in my office for the final time, I cannot shake the sensation that someone, something, is watching me from the darkness. That's all for this evening. Sweet dreams.